Okay, so imagine living in a quiet Iowa town in 1903. Nothing going on except a brick factory and a sleepy main street. And suddenly a giant bat demon with a glowing forehead flashlight starts dive bombing your neighbors. And the town responds in the only way early 1900s America knew how. Grab every gun we own and meet me by the mines. This is the Van Meter monster. A case so weird it feels like a creepypasta that wandered its way into a history book. Multiple witnesses, multiple nights, consistent details, and a finale that honestly kinda sounds like a boss fight. Today we're diving deep into the Van Meter monster mystery. The lore, the sightings, the theories, and yes, the whole laser beam forehead light thing. Because that part still kills me. Van Meter, Iowa, 1903. It wasn't exactly the place you expected to find a monster. Small population, mostly farmers, tradesmen, and folks who went to bed at 7 p.m. because there was literally nothing else to do. There was an old coal mine on the outskirts of town, already abandoned, already creepy. Literally the perfect spawn point for anything that would ruin your week. The town newspaper at the time was full of extremely normal stuff. Sales on horse feed, updates on the brick factory, who won the pie contest, zero cryptids. So when people suddenly started reporting a winged creature with a blinding light shooting from its forehead, it didn't fit the usual Midwest energy of, we don't talk about weird stuff, we just endure it. But by night 3, people were absolutely talking. Night 1. Dr. Alcott. A well-known doctor, respected guy, definitely not a dude who hallucinates monsters before breakfast. Here's something on his rooftop. He steps outside with a gun because 1903 logic. He sees this tall, shadowy figure perched like it owns the place, wings folded, talons gripping the shingles, and that glow. The beam of light so bright it supposedly cut through the darkness like a flashlight. The doctor fires a shot. The creature doesn't flinch, doesn't flee, just slowly turns his head at him like, bro, seriously? It flies off. No blood, no feathers, just sulfur smell in the air, which is always the international sign for this thing is not from here. Night 2. The town's bank manager, Clarence Dunn, wakes up to a buzzing noise. He thinks someone's breaking into the bank. He shows up fully prepared to throw hands with a human criminal, and instead finds a creature perched above the vault like it pays rent. The forehead beam hits him right in the face, which is an absolutely disrespectful power move if you ask me. He shoots, and again nothing. The bullet bounces off like the monster has built-in Kevlar. And in this moment, Van Meter realizes they have a problem. Because if you can't shoot it, you're just gonna need a bigger group of guys to all shoot it together. Once word spreads, more townfolk see it. A traveling salesman, a school superintendent, a local teacher, farmers outside the town, and they all describe the same exact thing. 6 to 7 feet tall, giant bat wings, bird-like or beak-like face, glowing light from its forehead, and smelled like sulfur and death. Everyone agrees that it walks on 2 legs sometimes, other times it walks on 4 legs, which, scientifically speaking, is a great way to make anything a lot scarier. At this point, the entire town goes into cryptid lockdown. People load guns, bar windows, and start sleeping with lanterns lit. The whole vibe is we are not emotionally prepared for this demon ostrich. And then things escalate even more. One night, witnesses say the large creature returns, but it's not alone. They spot a second one, smaller in size, flying beside it. Eyewitnesses describe the same glowing forehead, the same wings, the same awful smell, but a little clumsier. Like a toddler cryptid learning to use its weird abilities. Both creatures soar over town together before drifting toward the abandoned mine. The mine becomes the focal point. Everyone starts whispering that this thing didn't just appear, it lives there. Which is somehow worse. This is the part where the whole story turns into kind of an action movie. As dawn approaches, a massive crowd forms near the mine entrance, dozens of armed men, all exhausted and freaked out and ready to unload an unreasonable amount of ammunition into whatever steps out of there. Then, the creature crawls out. Doesn't fly, it crawls, like something with too many limbs, dragging itself up from the dark. The smaller one follows behind it. They stretch their wings, screech loud enough to shake the ground, and start glowing again. Full headlight mode. The men unleash everything they have. rifles, shotgun, revolvers, and probably Jim in the back throwing rocks. Hundreds of shots and the creatures just take it. No blood, no reaction, just mildly annoyed. Finally, the creatures retreat back into the mine, kinda like, no, we're done with you people. By sunrise, the town seals the mine with concrete and bricks. They don't investigate. They don't poke around. They just bury the thing and pretend life is normal again. Classic conflict resolution right there. Now, let's break down the popular explanations. Number one is a misidentified bird. People claim it was a large owl or a heron. Yeah, let me know when herons start coming around with giant tactical flashlights attached to their forehead. Number two is mass hysteria, except hysteria usually leads to different stories, not 5 nights of consistent monster lore. Number three, it's a hoax. Very possible with any of these stories, but who hoaxes a glowing demon bird for 5 nights without getting bored or caught? Number four, it's an alien or interdimensional creature. The light beam, the sulfur smell, and the bullet immunity definitely give off a I'm from the wrong dimension, sorry bro kind of vibes. And number five is something living in the mine. This is the creepiest explanation because it kind of makes the most sense. Maybe it wasn't a monster that appeared, maybe it was one that got disturbed. A relic species, a mutated bat, a prehistoric creature that never left the caverns. No matter the theory, nobody ever saw it again after the mine was sealed. So yeah, the Van Meter monster wasn't just a one-off sighting. It's 5 nights of pure chaos, multiple professional witnesses, and a finale that sounds like a cryptid season finale. And the abandoned mine? Still there, still bricked up, still holding secrets nobody really wants to mess with. Appreciate you guys so much for taking your time to watch this video. If you want to deep dive into another one of my stories, just let me know down in the comments. I really appreciate you guys. Stay weird, stay curious. And if your town's monster has a built-in headlamp, maybe just call it a night. I'll see you guys in the next one.